It's an interdistrict matchup between California High School and Monte Vista High School, and who will get the big win in the East Bay Athletic League tonight? You'll find out next. Happy Friday night, wherever you may be, and we're live for Sam Zackheim Memorial Field on the campus of Monte Vista High School, and it's Friday Night Lights, and we've got the California High School Fighting Grizzlies coached by Danny Cacogno, and they're having their first league matchup. The Mustangs got a win over Foothill in their first league game, and these are two schools that are very familiar with themselves. The first matchup was back in 1975. The teams have played 48 times. This will be the 49th matchup. In 8 of the last 13 games have been decided by one score. I'm joined by my broadcast partner, Craig Bergman. And, Coach, it's always a big game. We called it the first leg of the Valley Championship. Explain to the folks that are watching what exactly that means.
Well, the Valley Championship, it used to just consist of Monte Vista, San Ramon, and Cal High. You actually throw Doherty in there now, but the fact that they're not in this side of the league, they're not included in it. But whoever wins the matchups. So obviously, Monte Vista playing Cal High tonight. Sometime in the next few weeks, Monte Vista is going to be playing San Ramon, and Cal High is going to be playing San Ramon. So the winner of that series is what we consider the Valley Championship. And conceivably it could be 1-1-1, but it hasn't happened.
No.
And, that's as long as we've been here, it hasn't happened. There's always been a winner of that championship. And it's just a little added incentive for the players and for the coaches and a little bragging rights around the district.
So Cal last year beat the Mustangs 34-25, and the Grizzlies are 4-2. The two opponents they lost to, San Juan Hills and Pittsburgh, are a combined 13-0. So to say they have a tough schedule, you'd be right on the mark. Tough loss to Pittsburgh. They had a chance to win that game, and it was something that Coach Calcogno had made a comment that this one stings. What have they done since? They've got a combined 2 wins by a score of 99-23. And how do the Grizzlies like to attack with the passing game and the running game with Love?
You know, I tell you, you talk about the Pittsburgh game, and as you watch that game, it was a comedy of errors on both sides. Both teams had opportunities to put the ball in the end zone. Both teams committed a number of turnovers. It was a very sloppy game, and Cal High had the better of them for the first 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter kind of gave it up to some big plays. But Cal High, they're a very balanced team. I think they're a little bit more pass-oriented than they have been in the past. They've got a very athletic quarterback. I know one of their receivers, which I know Coach is going to talk about here in a minute, is not playing tonight, and I think that could really hurt their passing game because as you look at his statistics in the first 5 games, he's been extremely productive with everything he's done, and that's their go-to guy on third down.
That's Nick Fox. I mean, he's averaging 28-plus yards a catch, 6 touchdowns. They have other capable receivers, but when you have a chain-moving touchdown receiver like that, that's going to affect Cal High, so the next man up for them. We've got the captains going out to the Mustang logo. Rich Robertson is our referee. Ken Lucido, our umpire. David Mulvey is our head linesman. Patrick Llewellyn is linesman. The back judge is Brent Arthurs. So the Grizzlies being the home team, what is it, about 13 miles from here to San Ramon?
Not even that.
You make that drive every day?
Every day, and even just going on the freeway and the side streets, it's probably less than 10 miles.
So, and these teams are very familiar with themselves, the same district. And the Mustangs are 4-2. They got a big win over Foothill last week. And the captains for the Mustangs is Congdon, Turner, McMahon, and Breedlove. So I believe the Mustangs are going to – the Cal High probably won the toss, and they're going to defer. So the Mustangs will receive, and Cal will have their choice to the second half. But a little bit more about Cal High. Coach is scoring just over 35 points a game, only giving up 20. And you talked about balance. 263 plays, 158 runs, and 105 passes. And so they are very balanced, and their running back, Devin Love, is a great player to watch. The Mustangs are about to take the field, averaging just over 36 points a game, giving up 22. And they had that big win, 41-14, where Julian McMahon had 3 touchdowns. Talking to Coach Millard today, Coach, you're just looking as the Mustangs take the field, is looking for a clean game. Last week, the muffed on the opening kick, guys lining up off sides, just the little things, the block punt a couple of weeks ago. They're looking for to play their best game of the season here tonight in Game 7.
Well, they certainly last week did take care of the football much better than they did against Camp Lindo 3 weeks ago. And if they do that again tonight, I think we're going to keep continuing to see improvement out of their offense. They've moved the ball up and down the field against everybody when they haven't turned the ball over. They've just been beating themselves. And if they don't beat themselves, they've got an extremely explosive offense, and they can put the ball in the end zone a lot. And Cal High does the same. Cal High can put it. Both of you and I were talking before the game. We picked the over-under at probably 65.
I'm thinking the first team to score 32 is going to win this football game to honor America, our national anthem. The turnover. So the turnover ratio, Cal's +6, meaning they've created 6 more turnovers than what they've given to their opponent. Monte Vista is -4, one statistic, and we've got an interception bounty on this game. Told Coach Millard, if they get an interception, they win the game. They'll get 6 cases of Gatorade delivered next week to them. So there is a bounty for the interception. Let's go to the 3 keys to victory, and these are coming directly from the coaches. First, from Dan Calcagno in his 4th season at Cal. Take care of the ball, and basically do that by moving the sticks. Keep the MV offense off the field, which kind of stays with that theme. And don't give up the big plays on D, and you know what I'm going to say. Don't have the Linda Ronstadt Blue Bayou coverage. For the Mustangs, and we talked about this on Wednesday, move the line of scrimmage on offense assignment sound on defense. They have blown a lot of missed coverages and given up easy scores tonight. Can't afford to do that against Cal High and make the big play. And I'm saying, how about an interception?
Well, you could really, I mean, you look at both of their keys to the game, you could actually mirror the keys to the game for both teams.
There really are. I mean, I had to make sure that I marked who was Monte Vista and who was Cal. So the Grizzlies will kick off, and I believe that's Boris. He's got 8 touchbacks this season, which is such a weapon in high school football to get that ball into the end zone. But you've got Cal has been battle tested this year. I think the Mustangs are playing their best opponent tonight, and if they play a good football game, I think we're going to see one whale of a football game here. Homecoming night in Monte Vista. We're going to get started here, and we love all of our partners: Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, Spitz Jewelers, Persevere Lending, and American Asphalt. Great seeing the Milan family before the game, seeing the original Mr. Milan. You know, those are 3 great kids that we had the pleasure of coaching here at Monte Vista. The clock's ready to run down, and we're about ready to start things off here in this E-Bale matchup. Great crowd, people still piling in. I'm Chris Babcock, joined by Craig Bergman, and thanks for watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV. Kick taken at the 5-yard line. And Breedlove, and this one will come back. We talked about a clean game, and already the Mustangs have a block in the back or a hold. So if the spot fouls on the 26th, the Mustangs will be starting from their own 16-yard line. Their quarterback is the junior, Braden Turner, 1,500 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. I think a thing I'd like to see this week from him, Coach, is when they run, and we might see it real early, naked boot or sprint, to attack the line of scrimmage with his feet. Yeah, to be a dual threat.
And, you know, sometimes you come right out, you run that play, and the quarterback should run sometimes because that's going to keep them honest. Attack the line of scrimmage, pump, fake, and run. Get your 5 or 6 yards. Unless the guy's wide open, you want to get it to him.
Did you hear my conversation with Coach Millard today? It's exactly what we talked about. Being a threat. You're a quarterback second early on in the game when you're running naked boot or sprint. So the ball will actually be placed at the 13, and the Mustangs with their first penalty of the game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if they start out with a naked boot, probably to the right side.
McMahon, the running back, tight end trade with Ford. Breedlove will hold the edge line of scrimmage for 2 counts, and he's getting held, no call, and it's incomplete. Breedlove gets held at the line of scrimmage. He's got to keep outside leverage, and that really shuts down the play. But once you get off that hole, Coach, doesn't he have to go and release to the flat?
He's got to release to the flat as quick as he can and not stop. He stopped right there. I mean, a little miscommunication. You know, what you're going to see defensively out of Cal High is you're going to see a lot of 3 deep on first down, which is much better against that play. And then as they get into 3rd or 2nd and long, you're going to see a lot of 2 deep coverage. Pretty predictable about what you're going to get.
We got a boundary run, and McMahon running through arm tackles and should have been tackled for a loss, but instead picks up probably about 4 or 5 yards. I think McMahon's got to get 30 touches tonight.
And the right guard's really got to do a much better job of getting to that tandem block. He's supposed to be working with the tackle, and they had a perfect opportunity to make that tandem block, which is a double team between the guard and tackle, and they missed that linebacker. Julian did a fantastic job of running through that tackle.
3rd and 5, 3 receivers to the top of your screen. Turner in the shotgun. Quick pass out in the flat. It's completed, and it'll be enough for a first down. Give Breedlove 7 yards and a first down. Simple play, simple execution. The Mustangs move the chains.
I really would have liked to have seen him looking to the short side. If we had a wide version of this, you'd see the receiver down here, Jake Shahada. He had a lot of room to work down here, and no inside help. And I'd like to see Braden understand and look at that and see that.
Here's the better shot, Coach.
You see the cushion down here, and understanding that's the short field, that's the easier throw. Don't make the unnecessary long throw.
Inline tight end. Ford will trade. And 29 reach, and McMahon's got room to run. He's got, and you'll show this. I know you'll talk about it. If he cuts right by the hash mark, he might still be going.
He turned about a 15-yard gain into an 8-yard gain. Still a great game, but if you'll see, right here, cut up,
Ford,
hit it right up inside that receiver's block. He runs right out, and Shahad is doing a wonderful job. I think it was Shahad out there blocking.
Can we see that again, Joseph?
He did a wonderful job of taking that DB where he wanted to go.
Look at the edge guys, just sealing things up, owning it. There's all that room, and he's trying to get the little extra. Picks up 7, but like you said, should have been 18. There's the cut. But again, still trying to bounce it outside, but moves the chains. Julian McMahon, several Power 5 offers. But
you'll see the same thing right here.
He needs to cut it right there
and stay in there and finish it. You know, get that extra 2. And it's much easier said from up here than it is when you're running. That's right. For sure. You know, things happen so quick.
Julian is having a great season. 14 touchdowns, 10 rushing, 4 receiving, and 715 yards rushing. Looking to be the first Monte Vista running back to get over 1,000 yards since Shane Perry. Dips it in there, and again, 6 or 7 yards on first down.
They're doing exactly what they need to do to start this game. Try to establish the line of scrimmage. Try and announce your authority right there. Get up there, get after them, move the pile. And really tire them out. Cal High's got about 6 or 7 two-way players, and
a defensive player that's down in this game. So you doesn't mean you're going to do this all game, but like you said, you establish early on that you own the line of scrimmage. Then all the play action stuff and all those things. What I like to see is Ford engaged early, blocking and setting the edge on the offensive line.
And that right now, I believe they're going to probably run a run up to the top, which is what they should do. They're reading the box. And we'll go over that in a second, and that's exactly what's going to happen. If you go back to this set, you'll see there's an imaginary box between the tackles and about 4 yards deep behind the line, or right behind the linebackers. And if you freeze it right there, you'll see 5 guys in the box. And 5 people in the box dictates that you run the football. And Coach Wingard is doing what we call a check with me. He's looking at the box, and he's making the call whether it's going to be a run or a pass, depending on what they do. And a really nice play call out of Coach Wingard. And great execution by the offensive line.
I'm getting goosebumps. It's like a throwback to us watching game film with the cowboy clicker in your hand, except you're not in control. So we got 1st and 10, and the Mustangs about five consecutive runs.
Now you'll see they've changed their front.
And then Monte Vista's line is a legal procedure. Again, the simple little things. So they had to get an extra first down on the block in the back. And they have a procedure. So now instead of 1st and 10, it's going to be 1st and 15.
And Cal High right there, Monte Vista came up with the 3-by-1 set, same set they ran before when they run that running play. And Cal High showed a different defense because they know they're going to get gashed in there if they only leave 5 in the box. So they actually brought another linebacker down, played 3 deep, and put 6 in the box, which should dictate throw the football.
He wasn't touched until 8 yards down the field. So it's 1st and 15, the Mustangs behind the chains. Breedlove in motion. And we've got another reach, and McMahon.
Really like to see him dip inside and just finish those blocks instead of trying to run around the tackles. Really lower that shoulder. He could have probably got another 3 or 4 yards right there instead of going outside.
And you say that because all of the defense is running laterally, right? They're not in an athletic position. You're going full speed, so you put your foot in the ground, and you get north. It's turnstile attempted tackle. And
on impact, just because of the momentum you have, you're going to get an extra 3 or 4 yards. Like that, right there, head up the field, don't cut back. A wonderful job, much better vision there. He did stay up inside.
Give him 9 yards and move the chains, Julian McMahon.
And I like how Coach Wingard has gotten off the script because what he's doing is working. And, if you look at his script, he probably had 7 or 8 passes scripted. He knows, hey, we're knocking these guys off the football. Let's keep doing it.
Yeah. You got to read the room. You just can't play the computer. And the Mustangs took this ball on their own 13-yard line, and they're just grinding out run after run, and McMahon will get another attempt, runs through another arm tackle, slides through another, but then we've got a penalty, and this one's going to come back, and it's probably got a hold.
Probably on the edge receiver. That's where the call kind of came from. If it is on him, I don't know about that. Could have been something down the field.
So the flag was thrown at the 19-yard line, but the Mustangs over and over run and reach, and the only thing that has stopped them is a hold and a procedure.
You know, we talked about it, it's so hard for any level team to drive the length of the field without making a mistake. So you are going to make, if you're running the ball effectively, you are going to make a few mistakes. You're going to have a couple of holds.
Most
You've got to balance that out with some of the big runs that they've had and some timely throws.
Still 1st and 5. I mean, you love 5 yards on first down. So we've got Ace here, double tights with single receiver, and the Mustangs, they're going to go play action pass, keep attacking it, does a good job. Jones wide open in the flat, and an alternate receiver.
And that's exactly why, what happens when you're running the ball effectively. Look at everybody run into the fake because they're running the ball effectively, and that leaves the backside open.
Talon stayed at home. 2 count, goes the flat, turns the chains. And that's like an extended run.
It's an extended run, and what it does is it come right back to the reach. Now they've got to stay honest on the backside. They can't be chasing and pursuing from the backside as hard as they were.
So the Mustangs slip Jones out to the flat, and the Mustangs bench defensive
should be running
player
the reach up top.
Moves the chains
to the right
for the offense.
Probably checked it the wrong way.
Bring off the edge, and 8 doesn't make the play. Number 9 came in on, actually, Boris came in on the edge. And
that's a miscall.
Didn't grab any cloth.
Well, they ran right into the blitz. That ball should have been checked the other way, where you had the numbers. Right? We mentioned before 5 in the box. He should have been running away from that blitzer. Sometimes it happens. Still got 2.
2nd and 8. And it's always special when these teams get together, but it's in particularly special when guys that we've coached are coaching against each other. You got Ned Milan, the defensive coordinator for the Mustang or for the Grizzlies, and you got Joey Wingert, the offensive coordinator for the Mustangs, and guys very familiar, a lot of respect. So big night for all tonight. Reach, there's the cut.
And they're putting themselves in situations to get the first down. A 3rd and 4 is good.
Yep.
And this is the type of, when you watch Cal High on film, this is the area where they really like to bring heat. They like to play cover 0, which is man across the board, bring 6 or 7 guys up into the box and put heat on you. I would expect a blitz here, especially on a 3rd and 5. If I'm Monte Vista, if this is 4-down territory, I'm not afraid to run it.
Nope. And you see the guys for Cal's already grabbing the hips, getting a little gassed. So they'll go back to that tight ace formation. McMahon. And he's into the end zone.
And there's the cut we're looking for. Up inside, finish that run, contact made on the 3.5-yard line, all the way into the end zone.
Touchdown, Monte Vista. Coach, they go 87 yards. And McMahon culminates it with a 4-yard run. And that's Julian's 15th touchdown of the season. And Jungi on for the extra point. He's 26 of 31 on the year. And then we've got a stoppage of play. Oh, my goodness. How huge is this? Now, this, I don't know. They had several equipment issues last week against Foothill. I don't know if this is the case, but now you've got a different holder. And you're stressed out if you're a coach here having to have a backup holder in the game.
You don't do a lot of kicking with your backup holder unless he's a punter.
And the Mustangs take the lead on the opening kick. Monte Vista 7, Cal High zip. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV. So the Mustangs will kick off after taking that opening drive for a touchdown. And that's a touchback for Jungi. And the Mustangs will be on defense for Cal High. Is the quarterback, Jaden Macedo. 16 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, thrown over 1,000 yards. And Devin Love, and I would imagine they're going to give a lot, feeding the ball a lot to Devin Love. There's a good shot of Joey Wingert.
Would you say that's giving him a lot of love tonight?
A lot of love. There's Joey. Good shot of Joey. And anytime you can go down on that first key 3 possession and get the score, you're set up for success. So Cal will start on their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10, after that nearly 7-minute drive for the Mustangs.
You're going to see very similar offensive sets out of Cal High as you did with Monte Vista.
Play action pass, and the Mustangs stay at home, and Jones.
That was a little RPO right there. If you look, the receivers actually were blocking downfield, so he had nobody to throw to. Either this was a design run that he didn't give and he just pulled. So when he came out with no lead blocker.
Jones and Price stayed at home. And it's a tackle for loss, and it's 2nd and 11. Jones, the leading tackler for the Mustangs. Macedo, 59 sprint out in the flat, and you know they love to do that. And it's a 6-yard gain. Fasshauer has 10 catches. That's number 11 for 122 yards and 2 touchdowns coming into the game. It's now 3rd and 5. And Cal will get right up onto the football, Coach.
You're going to see the predominant amount of their passes are going to go to the outside. They love to roll the quarterback to the field like they just did. And I wouldn't be shocked if they do the same type of thing with little layered routes.
Dunphy looking to blitz. The sophomore linebacker having a nice season. 2nd in the team in tackles. And then we've got a procedure on Cal, and it'll make it 3rd and 9. And then McMahon will come in and substitute. But Cal's averaging 351 yards a game, 177 passes, 177 rushing, 174 passing, or in passing rather. Very balanced. And like you said, Coach, they love to attack the outside.
And they love to run these routes for years. We've always said it. And watching Coach Calcanio's offense, they have a tendency on 3rd down to run all their routes right to the sticks. So if this is 3rd and 11, I would expect a 12-yard route. And Monte Vista knows that. They should be sitting on that.
And it's a corner route, and they've got pretty good coverage, and everybody keeping everybody in front, and it goes incomplete.
And if you watch that route, well, you watch the outside receiver. He'll run his route right to 12 yards, what we're talking about. That was his primary read, and when he was covered, he was forced to go to the secondary, and that's an awfully tough throw. You run out of room.
But Breedlove's got to stay with that corner route because he might have a chance to intercept it. Boris will punt. He's only averaging just under 29 yards a punt, and we're always talking about this. Is Shahada's deep? He's got to move up.
Well, I talked to Coach Millard about this, and they worked hard on this during the bye week, and we talked about how if you use it in terms of that's less first downs that we have to get.
Spread punt. Boris, Australian kick. Now he boots that one. and this is going to be a field flipper. But it gets a Monte Vista bounce. It'll be taken over at the 34-yard line. Pretty good punt.
Great punt.
46-yard punt for the Grizzlies. But the Mustangs will start out with pretty good field position when they get the stop, and they'll have the football on their own 34, 1st and 10, with 3:03 left in the first quarter. Looking like a quick game so far.
It is, and you know what goes overlooked is Shahada did a wonderful job there of not trying to make a play on a kick over his head.
Sometimes the best play you make is the play you don't make.
That's right. Let it go.
Let it go. Mustangs double tight end with this ace formation, little bunch action, and it's counter, and the pullers run through the hole, and McMahon picks up a positive gain.
You got to see a little bit better kick out block. You're going to see the left guard pull, trying to kick out the defensive end on the top of the screen here, and he misses, and the guy gets over the top of him and gets a hand on the running back. You got to do a little bit better job on that kick out block.
So it'll be 2nd down for the Mustangs. Been picking up positive yardage, chunks and chunks on 1st down. McMahon, deep set, cuts back against the grain, and he'll have enough to move the 1st down.
Coach, you built a great dynasty here with these broadcasts. We've actually got a listener in Buffalo, of all places.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Jeff Bagnall.
Oh, Bags, how you doing?
His son-in-law plays for the Buffalo Bills, Khalil Shakur. He's back in Buffalo for the game this week against the New York Giants. I'd like to say hello to Jeff.
We appreciate all of our listeners wherever they may be. Mustangs moving the chains once again. Reach. And picks up 8.
And if Monte Vista keeps with this attack, Cal High is going to be, going to have to make some changes because right now they're running at will against them, and there's nothing more demoralizing and tiring than getting run on like this. So I would expect that Cal High is going to have to make some changes in their defensive front.
So it'll be 2nd and short. Does Joey play fake this and run naked the other way towards the Cal High bench? Nope, 28 reach. There's the cut you're looking for.
That's exactly where the cut is, and I'm sure that Coach Millard had talked to him about that. He sees exactly what we're looking at, and I'm sure he told him, hey, hit it up inside there. And he's doing a much better job of that, and you see what we're talking about. When he hits that, makes contact at 7 yards, he carries him for another 3 or 4. And a guy like Julian, a big kid that can run, when he finishes those runs, those extra 3 or 4 yards really take its toll on the defense.
So there's Ned, good-looking Ned Milan. Coach, he's been coaching for 23 years, was with us for 13 seasons, was at De La Salle, at Cal, great family, and a big supporter of his community. Ned Milan, 29 reach, and this time Boris comes up and they rally up to the line of scrimmage, and it's a TFL.
If you look at the front here, you're going to see what we talked about before, cover zero coverage. They bring everybody up on the next play. You're going to see a lot of people up in the box. They brought the safety out of the middle of the field. They brought all the linebackers in, so it's tough to run against. Monte Vista's got to recognize that. You'll see it, and they have too many guys in there. You can't block them all when they do that. That's when you got to come back with a quick pass or a screen, take advantage of what they're doing.
You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV. Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt, is brought to you in part by Ned Milan and Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years in Walnut Creek. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 40 years. Ned Milan has over 19 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned proactively helps to develop a comprehensive financial plan in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. This includes retirement and estate planning, asset management, tax planning, and liability management. Please contact 1998 Monte Vista alum Ned Milan to develop a plan for your family. Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs. It's play action pass. Keep attacking it. Throw, forward, catch, first down, and more. Touchdown, Monte Vista. We've got a flag on the field. I don't think that's on Monte Vista. I believe that's a hold on Cal High. But you just never know. Ford, big target, multiple offers, and finishing into the end zone. It'll be a 37-yard touchdown, but we'll see what the call is. They call an offensive pass interference, and I'd love to take a look at that.
Well, the way I'm looking at it, it looks like Shahada was pointing at himself on that.
He's blocking before the ball is. Do we have maybe a wider shot of that by any chance? If not, it's okay. I mean, he was blocking him when he had the football, but the official must have saw him blocking while the ball's being thrown. So that'll nullify a 37-yard touchdown, and I don't understand why it's a 12-yard.
It's a 15-yard penalty.
Okay, 15-yard penalty, offensive pass interference. So now it's 2nd and 25.
And right here, you'd like to get about half of it back. Work on maybe 10 yards, put yourself in 3rd and 12. You're probably in 4-down territory if you can get in 4th and 5 or so.
But as far as time of possession, Cal High's run 3 plays on offense. Turner, throw, McMahon on the sit route, picks up a nice gain. And then we've got a penalty here, and it appears this might be on Cal High. And this is a thing that will frustrate Coach Milan because
I think they're going to call the late hit while he's on the ground.
Well, it was right here in front of the bench. Personal foul, so it'll be a first down.
I think you'll see as he's going down, as Julian's going down to the ground, you'll see somebody from the back end come in with a shoulder.
With the leverage.
The leverage, kind of come into the upper part of the body. And that's something that they're making a big deal about this year, and they're really trying to call a lot of those to keep that away from the game.
So Monte Vista has a touchdown nullified on an offensive pass interference, and the next play, you get McMahon with the catch on the sit route, and then the personal foul.
And a personal foul is not a first down. Not an automatic first down.
That's right.
So you still have the 3rd and 1.
They've been doing too many college and stats for NFL games. You're right, Coach. It's 3rd and 1. There's a hole to run through, and that'll move the chains.
I tell you, as a defense, there's nothing more demoralizing when you know they're going to run.
They've run every single time in this formation except once.
And you can't stop
Ford
it.
Blocking on the edge. Blocking and sealing that edge.
And just milking the clock.
They took this ball with 3:03 left in the quarter.
I like the play call here. Let's see if we can execute that.
Oh my goodness.
That should be an intentional grounding. That's not a fumble.
Coach, they're calling it a fumble.
That's
a forward pass.
That's a forward pass.
And that's going to be a touchdown for Cal High. Now, the officials you've got a penalty here. They've got to talk about this. He threw it forward. It didn't slip out of his hands. That's a pass.
If you see it from the beginning, you see where he throws it. I mean, it was definitely forward.
No, they've got to bring this back. We don't have that. We do, okay.
Let's see. He throws it from about the 29, and it lands on the 28. That's definitely a forward pass. It should have been intentional grounding because it was thrown. There was nobody out there, but it should not be a fumble.
Wow. So there is a huge mistake. And you know what? Credit Cal High for staying after the football. Derek Trotter did not stop. Somewhat like Matt Russi and Freedom many, many moons ago. We know Matt's watching tonight. But the fumble recovery and the return of 60-plus yards, and Cal is about to tie it up. They've run 3 offensive plays, and they've got to be ecstatic about this. And Monte Vista want to pull their hair out. We'll take a break. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV.
Persevere Lending, based in Danville, specializes in the brokerage of privately funded real estate loans in California with a focus on the Bay Area. Monte Vista Football Hall of Famer Damon Bauer's team at Persevere Lending can help you achieve your financing goals with their array of alternative and unique mortgage options. Damon has a 20-year track record of success and is ready to go to work for you. Go to perseverelending.com to learn about our strategic, creative, and efficient loan programs for residential and commercial properties and our safe, secure, and lucrative investment opportunities. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you.
I want to rip officials. So on a drive where the Mustangs got a 37-yard touchdown, nullified on an offensive pass interference, then Turner seemingly trying to throw the ball away, but the officials don't rule it down, and Trotter heads up, whistle didn't blow, picks it up and goes 72 yards for a touchdown, and here is that play again. But watch, Trotter, a lot of guys stand around, not Trotter. Look at the coaching staff.
If you look at the line judge up top, right there, he's got the signal as a fumble, and he's not where he's supposed to be. His alignment should be on the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Because you got to check for lineman downfield, so he's misplaced. Had he been on the line of scrimmage where he's supposed to be, that's just bad mechanics right there. And like you said, you don't want to rip on the officials. They do a wonderful job. This is one they missed. And
we've done this. We've coached. Normally they err on the side. I mean, how many times have we had calls and it looks like a lateral, and then no, they blow it down, but not there.
No, and that's the mechanics of refereeing, where you're supposed to be. If he was in the correct spot, he would have seen that was a forward pass. But the fact that he was 7 yards downfield, you get a skewed angle.
So the ball's kicked out of bounds. At least the Mustangs have good field position. They're winning the time of possession. They've run a bunch of plays. Doesn't matter. Cal's tied at 7. Breedlove in motion towards the bench, and it's 28 reach, and McMahon makes the cut and picks up another 6 yards. So you'd mentioned you're starting to see Cal trying to creep up and get up. If you're Monte Vista, don't come out of your game plan.
Don't come out of your game plan. Just because you made a mistake, keep doing what you're doing, and get them to remember, hey, we're really running the ball right at you, and you got to come and stop us.
6 yards on first down, and McMahon averaging 119 yards a game. Turner under center. And doesn't get much, but it makes it a third and a long 2 for the Mustangs.
And this is one of those. I talked to Coach Millard before the game. When you're running the ball effectively like this, where on the field are you going to determine ahead of time, is this 4-down territory? I think this is definitely 4-down territory, the way they're running the football. So I would expect another run right here. I wouldn't be shocked if we had 2 straight runs if they didn't get a first down on this.
I never knew the home team wanted to get loud on third down when the home team has the football. Usually you get loud when you're on, when you're on defense. It's reach, and McMahon nearly fumbles it, gets the first down, picks up 4 or 5, and the Mustangs will move the chains once again.
And that play was blocked very well. If it wasn't for the mishandling in the backfield, I think it would have gone for a lot more yards. Sealed the corner, gets to the edge, has an edge blocker out there. Still got the first down. Got to handle those. Those are mistakes we talked about before. You talked about the mishandling of the ball, those little things.
Yep.
And at least the ball didn't hit the ground. They got to, they've got to continue to get better at that.
So 3-by-1, 3 receivers top of the screen. Clausen at the bottom, or actually Shahada, McMahon, and picks up a couple, maybe 3. And there was a big fumble recovery, but always when we play Cal, we always think about TC and Tyler Clark, and back in 2004, still the longest fumble recovery, scoop and score in the history of the Mustangs. November 12, 2004, 86-yard fumble recovery, and the Vulcan death grip at halftime, and we won't go any further to how that happened. We'll move on. Those who know. 2nd and 8 for the red and black. Counter. McMahon. Nice cut right there, Coach.
I love the play call. You've been running out of that same set. You've been running the reach play, which is the outside zone. Now you come back when you run counter. It looks like it's going to be.
You love this cut here.
Love the cut there, and I love the play call. And it's got guys, going the other way. And it's just another thing in the offense that's going to keep those guys. It's got to keep them in the box, and it's got to keep them thinking run.
We are 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Cal High's run 3 plays and doesn't have a first down, but you have a touchdown. Ace formation, double tight, reach to McMahon, and tripped up. Nice play getting inside is Hubbard, leading tackler for the Grizzlies, and he showed why on this play.
Well, and with the flow, if you look at the flow, everybody chasing down the naked, which is the quarterback faking that outside and then cutting back the other way with a throw, is there. And there's a lot of things they can do off of that. And also the inside zone, which cuts back. You're getting a lot of the pursuit out of the defense going to that play, which leaves cutback lanes. And it's the inside zone's blocked a little bit differently than the outside zone.
So the Mustangs, 51% run, 49% pass. Not tonight. There's another counter. And a nice tackle, Hubbard. That's his second play in a row in the Monte Vista backfield. And now it's going to be 3rd and 9, which you think is 4-down territory.
Well, as I look, I see Cal High's going to come in with their nickel package. They bring an extra DB in, which, the way Monte Vista plays, I would not be afraid to run the football here. They just pulled the defensive lineman out, which means you're going to get a favorable front offensively to run on. And the way they're running, I wouldn't be shocked if you run the ball here, get 6 or 7, and go for it on 4th.
So one of the keys for Coach Calcagno was to keep the Monte Vista offense off the field. That hasn't happened. So McMahon, we've got an empty backfield. As McMahon slotted out to the right, Turner, shallow cross, it's completed. And he's got to turn up field, and a little hesitation there by Clausen, his 11th catch of the season, and doesn't get much yardage at all.
I would have liked to see that ball get into his hands
sooner,
just a hair quicker so he could turn that ball up the field.
Maybe before the second hash so he can run up and get upside. So here's 4-down territory, 4th and 6 for the Mustangs. Got to have your best play here.
And, Cal High, and it looks like they're going to bring some heat. You can see the safeties are up in the box. They're going to bring some linebackers, and they're going to play man coverage and try not to let the quarterback hit his back foot.
They blitz. It's thrown, and it's caught, but Ford doesn't get the first down. They came with the blitz. I don't know if that was the hot receiver, but credit Coach Milan.
No, they brought the 2 inside guys, and those guys can be picked up. The back's got one. Well, actually, the back didn't block him. So it looked like
you got to run the route to the first down. You got to run it.
Got to run it to the chains out. He didn't have a lot of time to put his back foot there. And if you go back, that one guy coming free was the running back's man, and the protection that they have, they've got 6 guys to block 6. You'll see, and they don't. The running back does not pick him up and lets him run free.
So the Grizzlies looking for their first down. This is their 4th offensive play, and it's a quarterback keeper. And a pickup of 7 yards. And Macedo That's his 24th rush of the season. He's got 3 touchdown rushing, and the Grizzlies are going to get right back up onto the football. Love. And then we've got a flag, and more likely this will be a hold or a face mask. Umpires called 3 penalties so far tonight. Yeah, that's a tackle there by the left tackle.
And I'm a little.
Oh no, face mask on Monte Vista. So this will move the chains, and this will be the first down with 5:12 left in the second quarter.
A little surprised that they've gone to a hurry up. Their defense has been out there so long. The one thing that you can have, the one problem you can have with a hurry up is you can go 3 and out, and your defense is right back out there. And I'm a little surprised they've gone to it this early. They just want to disrupt the flow of Monte Vista right now, I believe, because Monte Vista is running the ball effectively.
Love averaging 7.5 yards a carry, has 4 100-yard gains and 8 touchdowns, 652 yards. Slant route, and it's caught, and it's a first down. Fosshauer, we were talking about Cal looking for guys to step up, and it looks like Fosshauer steps up right here.
And he also steps up and a 15-yard penalty, I think, for taunting. His helmet came off, and he taunted, and it's going to cost them 15 yards, I believe. You make a big play, and you give it right back.
So it's the old Walter Payton, act like you've been there. So it's a post-play penalty, so it'll be a first down. But now you've got to get another first down and a half to make up for it. So it'll be march back 15 yards. And Coach Calcagno is not very happy about that. Danny, former coach at San Leandro, state champion at Chabot, Sonoma State Hall of Famer. And Coach was drafted in 1991 by your San Francisco Giants in the 46th round.
All the old days.
Yes.
Terrific guy.
So the
really
chains are going to move.
Family.
It's not going to be 1st and 15. It's going to be 1st and 10. But the taunting penalty on Fosshauer, who has 2 catches in the game.
And he has to come out because his helmet came off.
Mustangs are pressing the receivers, and then an early snap, and Love picks it up. And he's going to turn this into a play. So people could say, what do you mean he turns it into the play? This could have been a 17-yard loss, and then we've got another penalty here as teams are doing a lot of chirping. But credit Love for picking up this football.
Very headsy play.
It's a 17, 18-yard loss. And the Mustangs look just getting out of control. You got to come to balance. Everybody trying to be a hero. And instead of a 17-yard loss, it's no gain. But then we've got another unsportsmanlike on Cal.
Couldn't see what happened. I'm sure there was somebody mouthing off.
Yep. So talking to Rich Robeson before the game, I said, Rich, hopefully I say your name once, but we just know that's not going to happen. So it'll be a 15-yard penalty. So now it'll be – the play should count, right? Should be 2nd and 25.
It was a dead ball foul, so it should be 2nd down, and then 15 marched off from the end of that run.
Yep.
It's like ball was snapped behind him. He looked at my mom. Where's the meatloaf? It's behind me.
2nd down, and Love. We got an inside run, and then we've got probably a hold on Cal High, and just it's got to be at least the 10th flag that we've seen fly on the field. See what happens here in the middle of this pile. Yeah, that's a takedown by 72.
And it's just going backwards.
And then another takedown by 65.
They should decline that because you've already got them in 2nd
down. Okay, so it's 3rd and brings back memories. 3rd and 25. We're not going to get into it. There's a lot of stuff I've got on my note card. but I want Coach to sleep tonight, so I'm not going to bring those up.
Anyway, I believe our player's number. I believe our player's number was 24.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, so it's
Maybe
third
not.
down and 25. The Mustangs should be playing an umbrella coverage here and not going and biting on a double move, because they're going to get great field position.
And there's no reason to be pressing up on top.
No,
with
he's
the corner.
all by him. Oh, my goodness, Coach.
That's a mistake if they do that. That's exactly where the ball should go.
Danny Calcogno called timeout. We'll take a break. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV. Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt, is brought to you in part by Ned Milan and Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years.
Ramon up 3-0 at the end of one.
So it's 3rd and 25 for Cal High. The San Ramon Valley Wolves are leading De La Salle 3-0 at the end of one. And it's a quarterback keeper for Macedo, and picks up a short gain, and they'll have to punt. So Monte Vista has all 3 timeouts in a very quick, fast-paced game with a lot of holding and personal fouls so far.
Would love to see them, just go back to that run and run this clock out. Get it all the way down there, run the clock out. Don't give them an opportunity to get the ball back and punch it in with under a minute to go.
Cal High will receive. And talking about alumni, I remember in October of 2006, our boy Zach Ertz, we finally let him play varsity football as a sophomore. In his first game, he caught an 8-yard touchdown pass in our 33-zip win over the Grizzlies. Boris back deep. And it's a line drive kick, and it's a fair catch. And I saw a wave. And this is coming back. How do they that was a fair, he signaled for the fair catch. So this will be a delay a game. He signaled for the fair catch and then ran the football. That only works Monte Vista versus Livermore. I saw the hand go up. We're looking for back-to-back plays without a penalty.
Yeah, the flow of the game has slowed down tremendously.
I got all this. We had stuff to talk about. We're talking about the officiating. The officials done a good job. Before we got the shot of him, he did wave, and so it's a delay of game.
The Cal High player
stopped.
Clearly eased up.
Yes. So the Mustangs start on their own 29, 2:27. You don't, throw a screen or a draw here. It's actually empty backfield. Turner thrown in a tight window and picks up 4 yards. They got to get up onto the football.
The way they're gashing with the run, and right here they're going to play 2 deep coverage. It's going to leave 5 men in the box. They could run the football. 2 minutes is an eternity with all the timeouts left. They could, and the way they were gashing them, they could go right back to running that football.
The Mustangs pick up 4 on that quick 90 pass. Officials got to set the football here.
They could, another thing, if you look in the middle, they vacated the middle with all their linebackers. A quarterback draw is wide open.
Shallow cross, it's complete, and I think it'll be enough for a first down. The clock will temporarily stop as the chains move, and I believe that is Shahada with the catch had 24 catches coming into the game, picks up the first. Clock will wind. Mustangs got 3 timeouts. But if they go into halftime tied 7-7, you got to credit Cal High for hanging in there. Turner steps up and runs the football. Great decision.
Oh,
that's got to be a penalty. And that's his second one. That's number 9, second elbow drop there. Boris picking up first downs with your feet, and a great job by Turner, and that's another spear. That's his second call. That's his second personal foul.
That one there should be an ejection. He
That
clearly
should
targeted
be.
his head. You see him come in right there with the shoulder with the purpose of hitting him right in the head.
So it'll be a 15-yard penalty. The ball's on the 49. It'll be marched down 15 yards. It'll be spotted right around the 34-yard line. Once this is all figured out, we'll give it to the 36-37. But Boris, second time he's come in with the spear. And then he goes off the field and might have been shaken up on that play.
Yeah, no ejection there. They've got to clean that up. It wasn't a quarterback draw, but the same result with him running.
But he made a quick decision. Cal sends the house. Throw to Ford, and it's intercepted. Abdul Kareem with the interception. Looked like Ford was getting held on this.
Yeah, and he slipped and he fell, and I think Braden made the right decision. He's got to give it more air, let him run to it, and his feet just get caught up. No pass interference there. May have gotten held before the throw. But either way, that ball's got to be out in front of the receiver so that he can run underneath it.
Second turnover for Monte Vista. It's all right. So but you know how you prevent getting held, Coach. You clear the hands.
Yeah,
You clear the hands when you're running upfield. Then you have the guy can't hold you.
you know, and the ball was underthrown.
Yep.
That's for sure. And I couldn't quite see what happened. I know their feet got tangled up. I don't know if it's because he was stopped trying to get back to the ball, but he's got to get his hands off him so he can't pull him. And Braden's got to get the ball out in front of him. I thought the decision was right when they come out an all-out blitz. You've got man coverage, showed up to the single receiver guy.
Right.
And with about an 8-inch height advantage, that's the person to throw it to.
But you have to get the ball to him. So the Mustangs, Turner's 4th interception of the season, and then you had a scoop and score, and it's 7-all. And we're going to look at the statistics. They won't mean anything when we look at the score at half. Throwback screen to Love, and Jones with the tackle, and a little late action there by Gara.
Pretty well defended by Monte Vista.
But Mustangs have to, the front line's got to be more
They've got to
disciplined,
recognize.
knowing that you haven't got close to the quarterback all night long. Retrace those steps and get back into the passing lane. Second down, clock's winding. Maceto's got room to run. Jones is there to force him out of bounds, but it'll move the chains and stop the clock. Cal's got 2 timeouts, and they get the ball to start the second half. Their longest field goal of the season by Shaw, their kicker, is 30 yards.
Nice job by Talon Jones not committing to jump and stop and let him get outside. He played the run very well right there, got into the throwing lane, forced him to run.
Talon does a lot of good things.
Very heady football
8
player.
TFLs, came in with 40 tackles. And a great rugby player. Speed option to the boundary, a Calcagno special. And Love runs out of bounds, still give him a good chunk. That's the staple of Danny's offense. If he's in Chabot, San Leandro, or Cal High, speed option. And it turns into a lead option because you've got the fullback out in the flat.
It was actually the tight end arc releasing.
Yeah. The arc release. 2nd and 8, clock stopped, and then the Mustangs jump off sides. And they've done that a lot this year.
Yeah, you know, if you look at the penalties, we don't have the penalty statistics, I don't believe, but They probably are upwards close to almost 100 yards by now.
Yeah.
With some of the penalties, and when you count
the offensive pass interference, questionable or not, that cost you a touchdown. And then you have an extra play, then you turn it over actually the next play, and then the Monte Vista will take a timeout. And we want to show some appreciation for all of our partners: American Asphalt, Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, Spitz Jewelers, Damon Bowers and Company at Persevere Lending. Appreciate all of their support, which allows us to bring you this game. This is coming up on October 27th as the Spartoonies from Winton and Treat and Concord, and the Mustangs will host them. That'll be the last regular season home game for the Mustangs. And subscribe to our YouTube channel where you're watching this game, youtube.com/NorCalSportsTV. You're going to get alerts of upcoming games. We've got JC football games, high school football games. Our basketball package is going to start coming up in November. Very easy to subscribe. So 1st and 10. And it's fake option. It's a wheel to love. And it's a great tight touchdown saving play. I believe that's Clausen. That goes for, if that ball's in the air a little bit more, it's a touchdown.
Yeah, that's, for Cal High, that's an underthrown ball there. Same as Monte Vista before.
Yep. He's gone.
If he makes a halfway decent throw there, that ball is gone. Touchdown.
So the clock will stop on the incompletion. We've got some bubblegum problems here. Alert the staff.
Somebody like to put bubblegum underneath the
Coacher.
The bench there. It was probably
Macedo.
Chris Lum.
8 route over the top, incomplete. And then the Mustangs are called for a
late hit.
Yeah, and then another flag. Wow.
Probably on Dakota.
Yes. And this might be an ejection. He said something after the play, and the Mustangs, to say they played with a lack of discipline would be an understatement tonight. And they've dominated up front of this football game, and it's tied at 7 because of these undisciplined situations.
Yeah, I mean this is
going to put them nearly in field goal range. Can they get a double? Can they get 30 yards off this penalty?
Yeah, they can. If one's a live foul and one's a dead ball foul.
Probably roughing the quarterback,
which is a live ball foul, and then the one is after the
a dead ball foul.
So they should assess both these penalties, and pending what they called.
So roughing the passer, and then unsportsmanlike conduct, both on the sophomore Dixon.
And he's a young kid who's letting the emotion get the best of him. And
we also jumped off sides earlier in the game. So now the ball will be spotted at the 15-yard line. Not only does Cal have a chance to take the lead, they have a chance to get winners outs to start the second half.
And get one of the key 3 possessions, which we always talk about, and how often that comes down to the whatever ball game.
Monte Vista's -2 on turnover ratio. So it just goes to show, if you don't turn the football over, you got chances to win the game. Kareem with the run, and it's going to be tackled for a loss.
And if you're Cal High, you might think about using one of your 2 timeouts right here.
Danny does. And we'll keep it here. Abdul Kareem with the carry came into the game with 19 rushes for 135 yards and 2 touchdowns. So it's 2nd and 11. You've got 1 timeout left. Could we see maybe a deep out thrown to the outside towards the Monte Vista bench? What do you think Cal High is going to call here?
They haven't had a lot of success running the football, so they really haven't had a lot of success doing anything other than the penalties. So if I'm Cal High, I'm probably going to throw the football. I don't necessarily have to throw it in the end zone because if we get a first down, the clock's going to stop. If we get out of bounds, the clock's going to stop.
Right.
We do have a timeout. We do have a field goal kicker that can make a field goal from this distance. So your options are all there. I would expect them to throw because that would probably give them a little bit more time. And I would probably expect them to throw to the outside, which is what they normally do, which is probably a corner route. Wouldn't be shocked if we see some sort of corner route to number 26, who's in the slot.
Cal, you don't want to take. If the last thing you want to do here is take a sack because you're going to be out of field goal range. Flat route, incomplete to Love. He was one-on-one with McMahon, and it goes incomplete, and it's 3rd and 11.
Now, if I'm Cal High, I'm probably going to try and throw for the first down here. Because if I don't get a first down, I'm going to have to settle for the field goal regardless. And we're already in field goal range.
If they don't get any yardage, it's going to be right around a 33-yard field goal. Shaw's longest is 30. He's hit 2 of those so far this season.
But we have seen him kick the ball in the end zone a number of times, and he does have the leg strength to go over that.
Well, Boris does the kickoff, so a little different personnel. Flat swing route to Love and runs right through the Monte Vista defense. And he's close to the end zone. Running right through the Monte Vista defense on a simple – this is a lateral, really, Coach, out here to the left.
Now, I don't agree with what's happening here. Coach Calcagno took his last time out. And by doing so, he's basically eliminated the run out of this play because if they run it, they may not get another playoff.
So we've got 19 seconds left in the quarter, in the half. Can we show that from the beginning? This is just a simple, can I get my best football player out in space?
And it's saying, I think my player's better than yours out there.
But I see a lot of black jerseys not running to the football.
And if you go back there again, you'll see, the play before we talked about when Talon Jones was able to use the sideline and funnel that quarterback to the sideline. That time they didn't. And you see what happens when the running back cuts back. And he cuts back inside.
Going against the grain.
And going against the grain, gets the extra 10 yards on that.
But if guys are running to the football and you forced him to run inside, those guys are there to clean it up. But like last week and some other games early in the season, when guys aren't running the football, that's the result. So we'll go with a heavy set.
I really thought they should have clocked the ball there and saved their timeout. Downs are not important. Yardage
is. It's a bad snap, and this is going to cost Cal High.
This is going to cost them a field goal attempt, and the clock's going to run out. There's no way they can get that play off.
Why do you get cute there?
They can't. The guy's way back there. That's what we talked about. They're not set. They're not set.
They're not set, and that's a penalty that'll run out. How do you, why do you run this wild? Let's watch this last play, but I want to get the formation.
Well, this is what happens when you have teams that are always in the shotgun. And this is the second time the ball's gotten by them.
Not this play. The play before that, on the goal line. They're in the Wildcat. They took they put the running back in there.
Well,
you're almost asking for it.
You're almost asking for it, but the snap would have been over anybody's head. That thing was way up in the air. I just don't. That's one of my big pet peeves about these teams that are always in the shotgun. When you're on the 1 foot line.
Does anybody want to win this football game?
This is, it's been a comedy of errors thus far. But Monte Vista offensively has just absolutely run the ball down Cal High's throat. And the only thing that stopped them is themselves. And the mistakes they've made with holds and offensive pass interference and obviously the
2 turnovers.
The 2 turnovers. And it was the first one was very questionable. In fact, it wasn't a turnover. Should have been just an intentional grounding. But
so we both agree, frustrating. But there was something like we were walking up to that locker room where you just had to clear your head and go, I know what has happened. We're going to learn from it, but we've got to keep our mind clear because we've still got a whole half of football. It's anybody's ball game. Would you take it 7-7 and not know the situation? Yeah, you would.
Yeah,
But they've made so many mistakes. I think the key is the kids are so geared up. You've got offsides. You've got the personal foul. You've got the taunting. You've got all these things They're still looking for that clean half. We'll see, or the clean game rather, but see if they can make it a clean second half. We're all tied at 7 here at Monte Vista. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV. Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt, is brought to you in part by Ned Milan and Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years in Walnut Creek. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 40 years. Ned Milan has over 19 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned proactively helps to develop a comprehensive financial plan in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. This includes retirement and estate planning, asset management, tax planning, and liability management. Please contact 1998 Monte Vista alum Ned Milan to develop a plan for your family. Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Persevere Lending, based in Danville, specializes in the brokerage of privately funded real estate loans in California with a focus on the Bay Area. Monte Vista Football Hall of Famer Damon Bauer's team at Persevere Lending can help you achieve your financing goals with their array of alternative and unique mortgage options. Damon has a 20-year track record of success and is ready to go to work for you. Go to perseverelending.com to learn about our strategic, creative, and efficient loan programs for residential and commercial properties and our safe, secure, and lucrative investment opportunities. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you. Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street in Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years. Go Mustangs!
Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt, is brought to you in part by Ned Milan and Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years in Walnut Creek. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 40 years. Ned Milan has over 19 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned proactively helps to develop a comprehensive financial plan in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. This includes retirement and estate planning, asset management, tax planning, and liability management. Please contact 1998 Monte Vista alum Ned Milan to develop a plan for your family. Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Persevere Lending, based in Danville, specializes in the brokerage of privately funded real estate loans in California with a focus on the Bay Area. Monte Vista Football Hall of Famer Damon Bauer's team at Persevere Lending can help you achieve your financing goals with their array of alternative and unique mortgage options. Damon has a 20-year track record of success and is ready to go to work for you. Go to perseverelending.com to learn about our strategic, creative, and efficient loan programs for residential and commercial properties and our safe, secure, and lucrative investment opportunities. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you.
Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street in Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years. Go Mustangs!
Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt, is brought to you in part by Ned Milan and Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years in Walnut Creek. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 40 years. Ned Milan has over 19 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned proactively helps to develop a comprehensive financial plan in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. This includes retirement and estate planning, asset management, tax planning, and liability management. Please contact 1998 Monte Vista alum Ned Milan to develop a plan for your family. Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Persevere Lending, based in Danville, specializes in the brokerage of privately funded real estate loans in California with a focus on the Bay Area. Monte Vista Football Hall of Famer Damon Bauer's team at Persevere Lending can help you achieve your financing goals with their array of alternative and unique mortgage options. Damon has a 20-year track record of success and is ready to go to work for you. Go to perseverelending.com to learn about our strategic, creative, and efficient loan programs for residential and commercial properties and our safe, secure, and lucrative investment opportunities. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you.
Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street in Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years. Go Mustangs!
Monte Vista Football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt, is brought to you in part by Ned Milan and Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years in Walnut Creek. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 40 years. Ned Milan has over 19 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned proactively helps to develop a comprehensive financial plan in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. This includes retirement and estate planning, asset management, tax planning, and liability management. Please contact 1998 Monte Vista alum Ned Milan to develop a plan for your family. Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Persevere Lending, based in Danville, specializes in the brokerage of privately funded real estate loans in California with a focus on the Bay Area. Monte Vista Football Hall of Famer Damon Bauer's team at Persevere Lending can help you achieve your financing goals with their array of alternative and unique mortgage options. Damon has a 20-year track record of success and is ready to go to work for you. Go to perseverelending.com to learn about our strategic, creative, and efficient loan programs for residential and commercial properties and our safe, secure, and lucrative investment opportunities. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you.
Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street in Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years. Go Mustangs! Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt, is brought to you in part by Ned Milan and Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years in Walnut Creek. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 40 years. Ned Milan has over 19 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. So we're back here at Sam Zackheim Memorial Field on the campus of Monte Vista High School for Ed McMahon weird and wacky first half of football. Monte Vista started out the game and went nearly 7 minutes and scored. Now, they had some penalties. They started out the game with a block in the back on kickoff. Return had a couple of other penalties, but feeding the ball to Julian McMahon. Second drive of the game, they get a 3-and-out against Cal. Second drive, they get a 37-yard touchdown pass to Ford. But the Mustangs are called for an offensive pass interference. Not soon later, Turner on a third down play is scrambling, and it appears he throws it to his left tackle. The officials don't rule it a forward pass. It's a lateral, and it's a return for a touchdown by Cal High to tie up the game at 7. Then it just got weirder from there. Coming down after a double penalty on Monte Vista for roughing the passer and then a taunting, unsportsmanlike penalty, Cal gets all the way down to the 2-yard line, but Coach Cal Cogno goes with the Wildcat formation. It's an early snap, and the ball goes over the Wildcat quarterback's head. He's tackled, clock runs out, and we're here all tied out at 7. Cal's run 17 plays, right? You had mentioned. Mm-hmm. Julian McMahon has had 23 carries for 130 yards, and then you've got Turner. So you've got 32 plays for Monte Vista and 17 for Cal. But Monte Vista, two turnovers and a lot of penalties.
And really the only thing that matters is the scoreboard.
Exactly.
And the turnovers have certainly led to that. Monte Vista has hurt themselves badly with untimed penalties and just dumb mistakes that shouldn't be made. Where you lose your composure and you throw those 50, and you can't overcome 15-yard penalties. It's very almost impossible when you're constantly in a 1st and 25, 2nd and 25, type situation because of those types of penalties, and we're seeing the fruits of that right now because of the 7-7 score.
You've been in that locker room. We've both been in that locker room after a frustrating first half. What's the message to the team at halftime?
I talked to Coach Millard actually on the way over here, and I talked to him about, hey, you might want to talk to these guys about the fact that somewhere along the line you're going to face some adversity tonight, and what are you going to do to overcome
adversity,
that?
Right?
And they've got the capabilities offensively of scoring quickly or going on long drives like we've seen already. And if something bad happens, don't let it get you down. And some things bad have happened. You're still tied 7-7.
Yep.
It's anybody's ball game, so you should be thankful at that. But let's eliminate those mistakes and go play our brand of football.
Jungie will kick off, directional kick, and taken at the 4-yard line by Fosshauer, and inside the 20 kick. That's better than a touchback, and that's a nice play to build off for the defense. And Cal High will come out on offense, and the ball will be marked down to start this drive at the 12-yard line.
Well, that was all set up there with the returner having to turn his back right there. Once he turns his back and fields the ball, he's lost his momentum going forward. All his blocking is taking place further downfield, and he's left out there on an island. That's what's going to happen. You're going to get tackled out the 10-yard line just about every time.
So Cal looks like they're going to break a little bit of their formation, and then I think we've got 12 guys on the field if my Chico State math is correct. Yes, it is. Because we're good at Chico at counting to 12, Coacher.
Supposedly.
Allegedly. All right, so Cal will be marched back 5 yards, trying to pull a fast one on the Mustangs. And credit Derek Trotter of Cal High of picking up that loose ball and running it in while most everybody on the field stopped. Cal gets a 5-yard run out here to the original line of scrimmage. Actually pick up 6. It'll be 2nd down and 9, and they'll get right back up the field. I think their best bet here is to feed the ball to Love a little bit.
Every time he's touched the ball, he's been positive yards tonight.
Play action, and it's a little RPO, and it goes for a first down. And there's guys blocking downfield before that ball is released, and that Mustangs have been called for that earlier in the game.
And you look at linemen.
You've got 3 offensive linemen that aren't engaged, and they're 3 yards downfield. Those are things to mention to the line judge.
I'm going to get into that in a second. I got a big problem with the RPO. And
whoa. And then, talk.
Well, the RPO, you're as a defensive player, you're taught to read
the interior,
offensive linemen. Right. You're reading interior linemen. When they come downfield, they come at you, you're expecting run because that's the rule. They cannot go downfield.
And your automatic step is upfield.
And it's upfield with the read that you're getting, and then the ball's thrown with them down the field. It is. They've got to crack down on that at every level. The NFL has cracked down.
Yes,
they call it a lot. And they have not done it in high school. They have not done it in college as much. They're starting to in college.
Pitch left, and a missed tackle in the backfield, and Love's going to reverse field. And this is the Mustangs going for the kill shot in the backfield instead of the sure alligator tackle, and Breedlove misses the tackle, and Love, you see his power. And you know who did stop on the play? Number 10, Talon Jones, running that down from behind.
If you watch that, when he made contact in the backfield,
he stopped his feet.
Well, he stopped his feet, and then everybody else kind of stopped and expected him to make that tackle.
You see that way too much. It's okay to have trust in your teammate, Coach, but we've always said, run to the football, good things happen.
Never expect somebody else to make the play. Always expect it to make it yourself.
Short gain, and I believe that's Abdul Kareem with the carry. And it'll be 3rd down and 5 for Coach Calcagno.
And I would expect some sort of pass to the chains. This is a 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5. I would expect a 6-7 yard route. Probably run a hitch.
Lot of substitutions.
And I wouldn't be shocked if they take advantage of the off corner down here. We give a big cushion Monte Vista has down here. I would take advantage of that and just play catch down here with the receiver.
And you also have Hub on that swing, or Love on that swing route that they almost had previously. And then a procedure on Cal High. And that's the third penalty of this drive.
And then with that, this is a situation where Cal High likes to sprint to the field on a 3rd and 10. The short routes have kind of gone out the window. Now you got to get 10 yards. You got to run it past the chains. I would expect some sort of sprint this way, like they did before, the layered routes where they have one run in the out, one run into the corner. And Monte Vista should know this as well.
There's going to be a corner combination here, and it's a sprint and great coverage. But then you see the player talking after the play. It's okay to celebrate, but it'll be a 4th down. So the Mustangs get the stop, and Boris will come on to kick. Now, he does the Australian style, so you've got to really keep containment towards that Cal High bench.
Well, and I think you look at them, they're in a punt safe. When you have a team that does this, you've got to rush 2 guys off of his foot side.
Right.
And force him to kick it faster than he wants to. And that would mean right here, coming off, he's a right-footed kicker, I believe.
Yep.
And so you should be coming to his right. And right there, and Monte Vista did, and he couldn't hold it as long.
Short kick, and this is going to take a bounce, and that's 10, 11, 13 yards of lost offense, lost yardage that they're going to have to make up. The Mustangs will take over on their own 28, get the stop defensively. And McMahon, who has 130 yards rushing in the first half.
I'll be very interested to see what Coach Milan comes up with here, because they've got to try to stop the run. And
a lot of late
And what
arrivals.
I'm seeing is a 5-down front. They're going to put a lot more guys in the box and play a 7-man front. This should dictate Monte Vista throw the ball a little more here in the second half if that's what they're going to do.
McMahon picks up 7, actually 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Late arrivals on Grizzly Airlines.
And it makes it easy as a coach. If you look out there, you've got 5 defensive linemen. And when they sub, you can pretty much dictate what you're going to get now. All you got to do is check their sideline. When they bring another guy in, you know you're not going to get that front, and then you run the football. You throw it when you have 5, you run it when they don't.
Double tight end set. Ford and Jones setting the edge. And McMahon is hit late.
And another flag down there.
I think this might be on Breedlove. Called by the back judge. And it's usually in that case, it's a wide receiver.
Way away from the play.
Wow.
Not even close to the play.
And Rich Robeson will give us the call. He gave a personal foul signal, so I'm not quite sure what the call is. But they're going to lose.
Is it helmet to helmet?
It might be. That might be the signal. So instead of a 1st down, it'll be 2nd down and 15. And it's got to be at least 6 15-yard penalties on Monte Vista. 2-by-2 set. Turner throws. McMahon, it's always a good option. And he picks up 6 yards. He wanted to hit Clausen out here in front of the Monte Vista bench. Don't know why he didn't throw it.
Not sure either. He looked at it and didn't throw it, and that's where he should have gone with the ball on that route. You got a smash right outside with a corner behind it, and that corner was sinking. And with him sinking, that would dictate throw the ball underneath.
Grizzlies with their nickel dime defense. You've got 3rd and 8, and Wingert versus Milan here. Mustangs go empty set.
I would expect some sort of crossing route right here.
Lot of room in the middle of the field. And it's a middle screen to McMahon, and the Mustangs will have to punt.
Well, when you're running that middle screen, you've got to get somebody out from the line position to get out and block that alley player. And the lineman gets out there too late, throws a whiff, and the play goes nowhere. If your lineman doesn't get out there to block the alley player, that play's not going to work.
So both teams get a stop and force punts. We got a late arrival for Cal High, and then Coach Milan calls a timeout. We'll take a break. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV. They would have had 12 guys on the field there again. So Jungie will come on to kick. Fosshauer is deep around his 30-yard line.
Let's hope that he picked up his pace from the last time.
He didn't, but he gets it off. And this takes a Monte Vista bounce. It'll be spotted right around the 33-yard line. 37-yard kick for Jungie, and Cal will get their second possession of the second half, starting on their own 33 with 7:05 left in the third. They really haven't got the running game going, Cal High, and I would, Love is such a capable runner, over 600 yards coming into this game, 652, averaging 7.5 yards.
Well, they haven't had the opportunity to really get anything going in the first half with only 17 offensive plays. It's hard to get any continuity. I think they've come at halftime. It looks like that's one of the things they talked about, because they've come out running the football here in the second half and have good success thus far.
So they go with a wing tight end, double tight set, and Love picks up 7, and they get right up on the football. And then we've got it. So we believe unofficially in the first half, these teams combined for 14 penalties on 145 yards. And then the Mustangs are called for the face mask. So that'll move the chains. And it's at least the 7th 15-yard penalty on Monte Vista tonight.
Face masks are sometimes those things are unavoidable. Those are different than the personal fouls that we've been seeing. Sometimes face masks, they do happen. Your hand slips across
but
it.
It compounds things when you're having other infractions so consistently.
As a coach, those are things you can live with. You don't like them, but those happen. The dead ball fouls and the taunting and the talking, those are things that drive you crazy.
Play action pass. He's got a receiver, and it's out of bounds. Good coverage, and you talk about using the sideline as a 12th defender, and that's exactly what happens with Clausen in coverage. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. Mustangs have some substitutions. Grizzlies right back up onto the football. Next week, Cal hosts San Ramon. The Mustangs go over to Clayton Valley. 2nd down. Pitch out here to Kareem. Ford's getting held. No call. And they'll pick up a couple of yards.
Yeah,
it'll be 3rd down and 8. Those are easy to see when the hands are outside the shoulder pads.
And Kellen was doing a wonderful job of stretching that play out. There's no way you can get off that. When the guy's holding your jersey, that one should be called. It should be seen by both the side judge and the back and the referee.
3rd and 8. Sprint right.
There's another one.
Throw, and it's a pass interference.
Should have been a hold in the backfield.
And also a completion. So the penalty doesn't matter. Macedo on the sprint right. And he hits Josh Calcagno, the coach's son, makes a great catch. And that is a explosive play. Give him 30 yards on this catch. And the Mustangs, as they've had so too consistently this season, have given up the deep pass play.
That was a nice play, both by the quarterback and the receiver. The defense was good coverage right there. And
speed option to Love. And he's tackled, be spotted right around the 3-yard line. Now, Cal was down here at the end of the first half, and they decided to go with the Wildcat and snap over the head and didn't get a chance to even attempt the field goal. But here they are knocking on the door.
And if you're Cal, you just, give it to Love. He's been running the ball very hard and finishing runs.
And it's an RPO. And the offensive lineman of Cal, but Coach, I think we're going to get our first assisting the runner call here for Cal because he picks up and brings him into the end zone. That's a penalty.
It's not the brotherly shove.
No.
It's the
pull.
pull.
That's a pull, and you can't pull
No.
your teammate into the end zone.
And it was pretty blatant.
Yes.
Not sure what the penalty, if that's 5 or if that's 10. Or if it's a personal foul.
Hulu was called for
It's a personal foul? No. 5-yard penalty.
So it'll be second down. The clock will restart.
That was a little quarterback read play. Wasn't really necessarily an RPO. He reads the guy at the end. If he gets up the field.
Trickeration, reverse.
And he'll walk in.
Touchdown, California High School. Luke Taylor, the sophomore, on the reverse. And the Mustangs don't stay at home on the backside. We'll see what happens here. And Price gets way too far up the field. Easy seal block. And I imagine that's something they picked up watching film on the backsides of plays. So Cal goes 67 yards on that drive, and most of it done by Love, but then Cal Cogno with the 40-yard reception, and the Grizzlies trying to go up a touchdown, and they do just that. So the help of the Mustangs with a 15-yard penalty, Cal Cogno with the deep reception, and then a little reversal, and it's 14-7. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV.
Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt, is brought to you in part by Ned Milan and Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years in Walnut Creek. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 40 years.
So we're back. And you've got the reverse to Luke Taylor. So Taylor and Cal Cogno and Love getting some touches on that drive. And the Grizzlies lead by a touchdown. Kick to the 1-yard line. And we've got an opportunity for a return. Shahada. No flags on the field. Monte Vista will start out in great field position at their own 33-yard line. Shahada, good receiver, does a great job on kickoff return and gets the Mustangs out to their own 33. Well, they'll start this drive with 5:03 left in the third quarter.
We talked about the adversity, Coach Millard and I, and, you're down by 7. You can't panic in these situations. Let your offense do its work.
28 reach, and McMahon picks up 12. First down. And we've got our first cramp of the game. And you had mentioned Gara's one of the two-way players for Cal High. He'll get subbed out for.
And, you're
and those are body punches, right, Coach?
Those are body punches, and go right at the new guy. Whenever they bring a new guy in, run right at him. He's cold coming in, hasn't played. He's back up for a reason. Run right at him.
5-man front for the Grizzlies. They'll press the top receiver, and it's a play-action pass, and Turner throws it downfield, and it's a good play. So a lot of times this year, Braden's tried to make that into something it's not and has made a mistake. There, simply throws the football away. It was a first down play. It's 2nd and 10, nobody hurt.
I really this is a scenario I really like to see if they're going to throw the ball right here. Take advantage of the little bit of cushion you have and get 5 yards on a hitch. I'm not seeing a lot of 3-step out there. That's going to soften teams. It's going to make them come up.
What happens if the guy misses a tackle?
Well, and not just that. You're putting yourself in 2nd and 5, which we always talk about as a good thing.
2nd and 10. The reach, McMahon. And we've called his name a number of times, the Grizzlies' leading tackler, Nick Hubbard, and he literally gets McMahon by the shoestrings and makes the tackle, but not before. Jules picks up 4 yards, and it'll be 3rd and 6.
He made the right cut. I'd like to see him make that in one cut rather than he had to chop his feet a lot in there to make that cut. I'd like to see him put that left foot in the ground and hit that cut full speed, and then he gets through that tackle.
So 3rd and 6. Mustangs taking a lot of time in the huddle, and they've got a new player in, and you always worry about these situations. Turner, there's a good option. McMahon, and he's on the loose. He is such a threat, and how valuable, Coach, when you've got your running back grinding, running reach and counter, where you can just get him out on the crossing route.
And that's a good play right there. He picked the right time to do it. There was no blitz involved. He's releasing 5 guys in the route. It's a little route we used to run a long time ago. 939 H3T cross where you're releasing all 5 guys. It puts that middle linebacker in a heck of a bind because he's stretched by the tight end, and then you come behind it with a back on a little crossing route.
Can we get somebody to tape Julian's elbow and get him back into the game? It's 1st and 10. Lasker will come in for McMahon.
And you know what? We have a lot of faith in Henry. Henry's a good running back. He just hasn't gotten the reps, but he is a darn good running back with good vision. Doesn't have the size of Julian, but he's an excellent player. And he's only a sophomore.
So held to no gain, and McMahon still on the sideline. Second, and they give Lasker 1, just under hitting the 2-minute mark here from Sam Zackheim Memorial Field on the campus of Monte Vista. Thanks for joining us on NorCal Sports TV. I'm Chris Babcock with my broadcast partner Craig Bergman. 2nd and 9 for the Mustangs, trailing by a touchdown. And it's nearly, he just stared that one down into triple coverage. And Elijah Dawkins, who has 3 interceptions, and then we got a holding penalty on Monte Vista. And they probably take this penalty. It'll be 3rd and 9 if they decline it.
I would expect them to probably take this specifically with McMahon out of the game. I don't know if he's back in the game now. With him back in the game, they did take it.
So it'll be now 2nd and 19 rather.
That's a route. If you're going to throw that skinny post, you got to hit that 5th step as a quarterback and deliver it immediately. You can't wait. You can't even have any hesitation because it's there and then it's not. I would love to see them take advantage of the cushion. We talked about the 3-step drops or the out routes. Take advantage of what they're giving. If you look at it, you've got a 10-yard cushion out there on both sides. Take advantage of what they're giving it to you.
Turner, sit route to McMahon. And picks up 10 and will make it 3rd and 11, which could be 4-down territory.
Really nice play design there. Just get him the ball, get half of it back. That's what you always talk about when you put yourself in a long situation. Get half of it back, make that down more manageable.
So it's pretty much the Monte Vista offense tonight has been Julian McMahon. If it hasn't been running for first downs, he's been catching and turning into first downs. So we've got a fleet left formation. Sprint right. Turner stops his feet, and it's incomplete. I didn't like the –
it's tough when you run out of room. The ball's on the right hash or closer to the right hash. When you're going to sprint, you like to have a little bit more field to sprint to. Sometimes you can catch a team off guard by doing what you shouldn't, which is sprint into the boundary. But
when you pull up, though, talk about if you're a threat as a runner here, maybe you get a yard or two.
Maybe you do, but once again, it leads to the fact when you are sprinting to the boundary, you may have to pull up because you're going to run out of room.
Right.
Otherwise you're going to run out of bounds. So he kind of forced to pull up if you're going to make that play. Would have liked to have seen him roll to the field.
So it's 4th and 11, and imagine Cal's going to bring some heat. And it's thrown behind the intended receiver, and it's turnover on downs for the Mustangs.
Once again, when you put yourself behind the chains with those penalties, it's so hard to come back and get a 1st and 20. They had a good play, and then all of a sudden a holding call puts them behind the chains, and that's what happens.
So Cal High bends but doesn't break, and they'll take over on downs on their own 35-yard line.
And you'd love to see Monte Vista be a little opportunistic defensively here and create a turnover or a 3-and-out real quick. Get their offense back on the field and get a little bit of confidence, get a little bit of momentum going.
Monte Vista has only created 3 turnovers this season, and they've turned the ball over 9 times. Run to the boundary by Taylor, who scored the touchdown on the reverse. And the sophomore picks up a nice chunk on 1st down, and we've got a player hurt along the sideline. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV.
Ned Milan has over 19 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned proactively helps to develop a comprehensive financial plan in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. This includes retirement and estate planning, asset management, tax planning, and liability management. Please contact 1998 Monte Vista alum Ned Milan to develop a plan for your family. Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Ned Milan has Persevere Lending, based in Danville, specializes in the brokerage of privately funded real estate loans in California with a focus on the Bay Area. Monte Vista Football Hall of Famer Damon Bauer's team at Persevere Lending can help you achieve your financing goals with their array of alternative and unique mortgage options. Damon has a 20-year track record of success and is ready to go to work for you. Go to perseverelending.com to learn about
Macedo. Throw. Catch. McGill. 14th catch of the season. McGill just running right up the seam on our old Pirate play.
Just a little 4 verticals.
And a nice pass and catch. And the Grizzlies threatening to go up 2 scores here. Speed option. Love picks up 11. How many games I broadcast of Danny Calcagno, the speed option is always in the arsenal. That's almost a shovel pass.
Play. Yeah. It's fairly easy to block. If you got speed at the running back position, it's tough.
Love certainly does have the speed, but McGill, Coach, he had 13 catches coming into the game, 7 of those for touchdowns. And speaking of touchdowns, Abdul Kareem with his 3rd touchdown of the game, and that's a 30-yarder, and Cal High is up 2 scores. I don't think he got touched, Coach.
No, a little inside trap right there. It just opened up.
And the trap is successful when guys get up the field because what happens is they vacate the gap that they were supposed to defend. So number 3, Abdul Kareem, with his 3rd touchdown. Second touchdown of the half for Cal High. And the kick is up. Then we've got a stoppage of play here. The kick is good. Is that 12 man on the field? It's the signal behind the head. So another penalty on Monte Vista. So I think it's a 5-yarder. So this will be kicked from the 45, I believe. But Cal,
I don't believe it'll be assessed. I think they declined it and took the points. They probably could have taken that and gone for and moved the ball half the distance. It shouldn't be assessed on this.
So in 44 seconds, Cal High goes down and puts up their third score of the game. And you think about this, if they score on their last possession of the first half, I mean, we're looking at they do march off the penalty. So Boris, who's had the ability to kick this ball into the end zone fairly consistently for the Grizzlies, will tee it up at the 45-yard line. And now you really and he does exactly what he should do. He kicks the ball through the end zone. But this puts a lot of pressure on Turner. You're down 2 scores. They've been a heavy run team tonight. Mostly his receivers that he's been throwing the ball. It's been basically Julian McMahon. You're down 2 scores. You've got a quarter and a play left. You've got all 3 timeouts. Monte Vista's got to get something together offensively and start up hurting themselves with penalties.
Well, what you can't do is you can't panic right here. You can still run the football just like they're doing. You can run the football, get positive yards, and get something out of this drive.
Watch Boris before we take the break at half. Watch Boris shed the tackler here out in space. Congdon coming up the block and Boris bringing the club.
Not bad for a kicker, I believe.
Well, he's also pretty good safety.
I know.
And comes from good lineage. His brother Teddy at City College of San Francisco. Well, we'll take and come back for the final chapter. Cal High 21, Monte Vista 7. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV. Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street in Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years. Go Mustangs! Start of the fourth quarter, the Mustangs, who've relied heavily on Julian McMahon. End of third, San Ramon is ahead of De La Salle 12-7. Turner moves in the pocket, continues to run, and then simply just throws this one away. Not a bad play, but he had nobody open downfield.
Yeah, and you're not seeing a lot of timing routes out of Monte Vista. You're seeing a lot of where you're asking the quarterback to read. Like to really get him some confidence and throw some quick things, get it out of his hand, get it into the receiver's hands quicker. Don't let him have to go back there and make a read.
And Ned's not going to press the receivers here at this point. They're going to give room. They're going to not bite on things. You got to take advantage, get some tempo, get some momentum going. They've just had so many penalties tonight and playing so many times behind the chains. They just haven't got much going. It's 3rd down and 8. Turner, double move, but the receiver didn't run the double move. And that's new personnel in there. Shattuck in, and looked like it was going to be the out and up, but there was the out but no up, and it goes incomplete.
Some sort of disconnect in the huddle there, and somebody got the wrong. My guess is it was the receiver who got the wrong, call.
And what did Cal High? They played soft coverage, kept everything in front.
That's really not the down you really want to run a double move on. You'd like to do that on a first down, possibly a second and a short.
You know why Cal High is playing so well tonight? Their ball boy, Wes Cook, one of our favorite all-time guys, Cookie Man, number 8. Uncle Ned, Jungie, nice kick.
We got another guy watching at home tonight, our basketball coach, Nick Jones.
Jones in the house?
That same class.
That was a good class, only baseball championship.
You know, he was a halfway decent athlete that wasn't tough enough to play football.
Certainly.
But
he's grinding right now. So Cal High will take over, and Monte Vista needs to get a 3-and-out here, as Cal will take over on their own 43-yard line. And I would imagine, Danny's still going to be aggressive, but I imagine.
Well, he doesn't really have to be aggressive. They've been doing so much damage on the ground. Kareem is staying in the game,
so, maybe Love is shaken up a little bit, but Kareem had a touchdown run in the last series, and it's the pitch out to him, and he's quick. And trying to tackle the football and dislodge it is Jones, but it's still a 7-yard gain. Nice chop block up front.
They've gotten a lot of mileage out of that play tonight. That quick pitch, they come up on first down. Monte Vista is not quite ready.
Quick pitch and the speed option in the trap. If we were drawing up scout cards, those would be the plays that we'd be drawing up. Abdul Kareem offsets, and he'll get the inside run. And second effort, that ball's down, and we've got a player down for Monte Vista. And Love coming back into the game. Definitely was down by contact, but they've got a nice combination in the backfield. And we've got a player down for Monte Vista. And Richadera, number 51. Speaking of 51, with the original ode to Dick Butkus, who passed last week, talking about a guy that personified football and the toughness.
Hey, he hasn't played for 50 years.
And we still
and to me, he still is the epitome of an inside linebacker, just what you want to.
Him and Gale Sayers in the same draft, and their combined record was not very good. But boy,
awfully good player. He and your boy Jack Lambert. I've got a poster of him up in the office. That's a classic.
Love.
No teeth.
We've got a flag thrown from the back judge, like our old cast on the Trinity River with Doc Davis. I imagine this is going to be a hold on Cal High, who's played fairly penalty-free here in the second half, with the exception of their first drive.
I always wondered how a back judge from 30 yards deep can catch a hold, but a side judge 5 yards from the plate can't.
Or the umpire doesn't see that. We digress.
It's interesting.
Interesting. We'll make a note for that for later. So it doesn't go from where it incurred. It'll go from the line of scrimmage. So it'll be first down and 20. Still a lot of game. A big play on defense could help the Mustangs get back into this game. Throw and great coverage by Breedlove, and it goes incomplete and keeps the clock stopped.
Not a lot of imagination to the Cal High passing game, but they're very effective with it. I mean, they throw in rhythm. They get rid of the ball. Most of the stuff, I would bet 95% of their passes go to the outside the hashes. And it's always been that way. And that's something I think that teams should catch on to and probably will. And I think Coach Calcani will probably make some adjustments there and start to attack the middle of the field down the road.
A lot of time, clock stopped, 2nd and 10. Mustangs with press coverage at the top of the screen, pitch out to Love, and nice gain. It'll make it very manageable. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 for Cal High. So in high school football, as soon as the whistle is blown down, we've got another Mustang hurt. As soon as the whistle's blown, you've got 40 seconds in between plays. Now, since there's a dead ball, and that's Dunphy, he's going to have to come out for a play regardless because it's an official timeout. But Dunphy, the sophomore, 31 tackles, 3rd on the team, 3 TFLs, and has been playing a lot of good football, the sophomore.
And he's got a lot of good football ahead of him,
Yes,
too.
he does. He's going to get – he continues to get better.
You say 40 seconds, but you and I both know, and we've known for years, that 40 seconds can be anywhere from 40 to a minute 40.
Right.
It depending on the back judge. And
so you never go to the
if he has dinner reservations.
Yes. You don't, you wait for the hand count. You don't tell the official, I want to run this timeout. You wait for the hand count. We got pitch out to Love and McMahon with the tackle. I like when Julian plays defense because there he just runs down the hill. Love is going to outrun most of this team, Monte Vista, but not 29.
Yeah, and it's very tough on him. When you're getting the workload that you're getting offensively to have to go out there and play defense, but they need his ability out there, especially in this type of game when you're down by 2 scores.
And also maybe getting Lasker involved in the game plan a little bit, giving him not necessarily a series.
I have a lot of faith in Henry.
Yes.
He is a terrific little running back who I think's got a lot of good years ahead of him. He's not big in stature, but boy, he is a tough kid who runs well, he has great vision. His dad was a heck of a football player here at Monte Vista. Ran for a lot of yards and had a great career up at Nevada.
So the clock is stopped. Plenty of time for the Mustangs, but they need, like you said, they just, timing-wise, offensively, just haven't been able to get the passing game going. The passes that have been successful for them have been drop-offs to McMahon. They ran the T-cross, which was a good play, thrown in timing. They need to put something together here. Empty backfield.
And
Cal with a 4-man front.
This is a quarterback draw opportunity or just a quarterback run opportunity.
And Breedlove looking to run first and catch second, and it goes incomplete.
It might have hurt some footsteps there. He really kind of didn't get the arms extended.
You never drop a ball that you catch with your eyes, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Is that a Barry Manilow song? Or is it I Can't Smile Without You? One or the other.
You digress big time.
It sounded like
that was
Barry
one
Manilow
of my
song.
lines as the old receiver coach back in the day, big fella. While you were coaching up the line and the quarterbacks. Turner, double pumps, throws to the sideline, get out of bounds. It turns inside, gets the first, will temporarily stop the clock. Is that Ford with the catch? It is. His first catch of the game. His initial catch went for a touchdown, but called back on an offensive pass interference. Double pump on the flat route.
It's one of those routes where he's not throwing in rhythm. You got to hit that back foot and get rid of the football, and they've got to make some calls to give him that confidence. And right now you're seeing a lot of hitches, a lot of
empty backfield again
going on.
4-man route or a 4-man front for the Grizzlies. Turner, McMahon, first down. Julian is easily over 70 or 200 yards of total offense tonight. Clock stopped. Will wind when the chains are set. They are. Mustangs need to get in a hurry here.
And this is the time where
2 minute offense.
They should get into a hurry-up mode.
It was wound. The whistle was blown at 7:52, and you've already worked off 20 seconds off the clock, and you're down by 2 scores. Turner, throw, McMahon, shimmy and a shake, and
pick up your tempo.
Picks up 12, picks up 13, first down.
Looks like the
Coach, you got a scoring update?
I got a scoring update.
Looks like the other side of Danville.
The other side of Danville. Looks like De La Salle had an 80-yard pass play, and then immediately came back and had a pick six. So they are now in the lead, 20-12 in the fourth quarter.
McMahon with the rush, but they're taking so long to get plays off.
Yeah, this is getting to the point where, they should be in hurry up because all this stuff they're doing could be in hurry up mode. They can run all their same plays, pick up the tempo, and save a lot of time because it's getting to the point where if Cal High gets a couple of first downs, it's going to be tough to get the ball back. Well,
Turner to Ford.
First things first, you got to score.
Picks up 5. Richadera back into the game.
That's good to see.
Very good to see. Love the way that young man plays football. Jones in for Ford.
Ford got a little shaken up on that play with one of his knees got taken out from underneath him. Hopefully it's just something minor.
Third down and 4 for the Mustangs. Breedlove in motion towards the Cal High bench. Play action pass, throw, catch, first down.
Once again, they're taking a lot of time on this drive, and they've got to get these in. We always used to say, a quarterback, if he has to come to the sidelines to get the play all the time, that's going to take that much more time. They've got to find a way to get the plays in quicker and get the play off quicker.
And Clausen with the catch. And they're taking a lot of time here to reset this formation. Motion to Fleet, 59 sprint. Turner pulls up, throws to Breedlove, and he gets out of bounds and picks up 4 or 5.
If you watch that play, one of the things that Turner's got to do better, you'll see he's fading away from the line of scrimmage and trying to throw. That's a really difficult throw. You'd like to get more depth early and attack the line of scrimmage, get that ball to him a little bit quicker. What happens, you get him to him that late, he runs out of bounds very quickly, can't turn the ball up the field.
So, hypothetically, Monte Vista scores here in the next minute. Do you onside kick or do you kick it deep? Throwback to McMahon, and he's tackled at the 14. Big gain on the sprint right T throwback.
Really nice
out
throw.
Of the Babcock School of Trickeration.
Very nice throw right there. Braden, if he puts air on that, it probably gets picked because the corner stayed home on that.
Threw it on his back shoulder. Good decision by him. So do you kick it deep if they score a touchdown and get the extra point?
Yeah, with 3 timeouts in your pocket,
gotcha.
Absolutely. You also want field position.
Ford reaches for the goal line. He's short, but the clock will temporarily stop. Get this play in.
Nice throw, nice catch, good extension.
Mustangs bring in the heavy set, and it'll be 1st and goal. A couple of our old coaches out there on the field, Thomas DeCou, Coach Milan, handoff to McMahon, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Julian McMahon. That's Julian's 12th rushing touchdown, his 16th overall. And the Mustangs, very efficient with the drive. I think they took this over with about the 7-minute mark.
They did.
So they fairly quickly got down here. We have the two old impatient coaches up here wanting to see it faster, but still very efficient.
You want it faster only because you want to have as many opportunities to come back as you can. Right now it's in the situation is you're looking at one more opportunity. That's probably it.
Do you have the throw to on the throw to McMahon that got him down to the goal line? Can we see that again? I like how he threw that.
I think it's the play before that.
Okay. But that's the throw to Ford, but it's right on between the 1 and the 9. So we've got a player down for Cal High. Here's that last play. And I like how Turner, as you said, threw it behind him because if he throws it up the field, it's going to be an interception.
Yeah, that's
and
a
Julian
nice play.
Reading that and coming back to the football. Here's a better look from the L-22.
They fool the linebackers, but the corner for Cal did a really nice job of staying home.
So an important extra point for Monte Vista. I didn't get the number on the player for Cal. But Jungi on for the extra point, including the extra point that he made earlier in the game. He's 27 of 32 on the season. So I guess we said a first one to 32 is probably a bad prediction.
Well, 200 yards and penalties wasn't predicted either.
200 was just in the first half. The kick is up and it's good, and the Mustangs are down by 1 score. And we'll keep it here. Want to just appreciate all of our partners. American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 40 years. Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Spitz Jewelers, making memories forever for over 75 years in Walnut Creek. And Damon Bowers and his team at Persevere Lending. We have capital available for you. But just talking about Ned, 13 seasons with us, 2 NCS titles, 6 at De La Salle, 6 NCS titles. Him and his much better half, Emily, with their 4 kids, Charlotte, Chloe, Cora, and J.D.
And I think Dad told me that Charlotte was admitted.
A senior.
And she was admitted into Boise State.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know if that's where she's going to go, but she was admitted there, and that's awesome. That is
great.
That just makes me feel very old, though.
Well, yeah, it does. But also proud. And great to see Ned, one of Ned's brothers, Russ, before the game, and seeing Ned's dad.
And Mike might be watching from Chicago.
I'm sure he is. Jungi with the kick, and Cal lets this one bounce into the end zone.
It's the second time he's let it bounce, too, and there's no guarantee that ball's going to bounce into the end zone. You got to watch that a little bit
go
more.
Barry Foster on me?
That boy, you and I were at that game.
Yes, we were. All right, so Cal High, literally, I want you to explain to everybody, Coach, what the 4-minute offense is. Because everybody hears it all the time.
It's going to be the 4-minute, 2-second offense if you're Cal High. You are going to milk that clock. You talked 40 seconds that you get between each play. You're going to use all 40 seconds. You're going to watch that guy in the background, and you're going to try and grind out 2 first downs at least. If you get 2 first downs, you're going to force Monte Vista to take all 3 timeouts, and you can run the clock out.
Love offset to Macedo's right, and he's tackled in the backfield.
Too early. You don't need to take a timeout here yet.
Okay, so we've got a lot of folks watching home. Explain the theory on why you didn't call a timeout right there. And I agree with it, and I learned most of the game from you.
Well, the play happened so quickly. You got them tackled real quick. They're close to a huddle. Nobody has to run back to the huddle. The next play is going to happen much quicker than it would be if you ran the ball outside and it took time for everybody to get back to a huddle.
So remember, it was 4:02 when they snapped the first play. Should be hand counting right now. There he is. So the back judge is doing a good job. It's pitch out to the left to Love. A hold out in space, no call, and Breedlove with the tackle. And then Coach Millard calls the timeout. So it'll be 3:09, 3rd down and 11. There's got to be some lessons learned. And I mentioned this. They had Amador Valley earlier in the season on a 3rd and long, and the Dons beat them with the dreaded middle screen that went to the house. So it's 3rd and 11, and you've talked about it several times about throwing the football to the chains. What do you think Dan calls here? Ball's in the middle of the field, so you can go left or right and not really be in danger.
You know, if I was – you know, one of the things, timeouts right now are indifferent for Cal High. You know, when you're up by 7, the timeouts, you might come out. This might be a scenario with as undisciplined as Monte Vista has been tonight. You might come out and try and get a freeze call. And freeze meaning we're not going to call a play. We're going to try and get you to jump off sides. Monte Vista's got some young kids in there that have done that tonight, and they're amped up. This would be a good opportunity. And then if you don't jump off, if they don't, then you could take a timeout and call your 3rd down play. If they do jump off sides, you cut that in half. But if I was going to stick with it, and if I was going to guess, I would say they're going to run a 12-yard route and try and pick it up that way.
Speed option. Macedo keeps it, and he's going to get the 1st down and more. Great read, because this is a little different wrinkle. Normally it's just been an immediate speed option. It actually turns into an option here, and this might have been something that Danny called in the huddle. Hey, if you don't like the pitch and you see the flow, keep it. And it's a 1st down.
And really, if you watch that play, the defense dictated a pitch. I think that was called all along because the end crashed down on the quarterback, missed the tackle, had an opportunity to get him in the backfield.
Cal does not have to snap this ball until 2:11 mark.
And there's one of the 1st downs we talked about.
They do not have to snap it until the 2:11 mark. Love.
And
gets near the 1st down.
And this is exactly why we were talking about hurrying the offense up, try and get that score quicker, because you want to have at least an opportunity to get it, at least a buffer and to get that ball back. And in this scenario, Monte Vista may not get the ball back.
So Monte Vista waits about 8 seconds. So it's 2:04. We'll correct our clock. 2:04 left, and they called their 2nd timeout, and it's going to be 2nd and 4.
If you're Monte Vista, you basically have to put 9 men up in the box right now, and get everybody involved in the run game. If they throw it, which they're not going to, they probably could score a touchdown. But you've got to put them in 3rd down and get a timeout and put them in 4th down. I probably wouldn't have used the timeout right there because they got too many yards on 1st down, and there's a pretty good opportunity to get a 1st down. If you don't use it, then you have your 2 timeouts to force that punt. Now, as it is, if you do hold them on 3rd, take your last timeout, and they run a play, they're still going to be able to run it down to close to a minute.
So 2nd down and 4. And it's that quick pitch, and Love spins away, and second effort is going to get him the 1st down. Had him in the backfield for a no gain, but Love just keeps churning his feet.
They called him short.
And Danny's down there playing line judge, and it will be short. And the clock just continues to run. So hopefully the back judge has been watching this and noticed when the ball was blown down.
And they can't do that.
Now, they actually do a favor for Monte Vista because stopping the clock, you've got 1:35 left. There's going to be, if 25 seconds unless Monte Vista calls a timeout because it's off a dead ball. So it's a dead ball. It's a 25-second play clock.
What's going to happen?
No, they're going to wind the clock. I understand that, but still, it's only going to be 25 seconds to snap the ball.
It may not be that. They may go right from where he had left off, because if he started that 40-second clock
he has no idea.
No, I watched him on his clock. He pushed the clock and he stopped his watch.
I think he was answering a text on
watch.
Apple. No.
It's his birthright.
So 146 should be on the clock, I believe, is what the officials are asking. Let them know, Coach. It's the
146?
I believe. Oh, they didn't even pull the chains. Okay, so it's going to be 3rd down and a foot. And I believe
and this is going to be my pet peeve again. 3rd down and a foot, and you're going to be snapping the ball to a person who's 5 yards deep in the backfield. 146. 146.
Well, I'm going to wait for the referee to tell us that it's 146. I'm not going to go by a coach. Here it comes. Thank you. He's got it. So it's 3rd and short. You're going to snap it on the shotgun, and we know what happened early in the end of the first half. But Macedo still in at quarterback, and his option keeper has put them in a good situation to get that initial first down, trying to draw the Mustangs off sides. And then Cal High will call a timeout. So it'll be 1:37 left as they let 9 seconds. Why wouldn't he, just asking this, why wouldn't you just let 25 seconds roll off the clock, then call the timeout?
Well, that would be too easy.
Is Jack Reed on the phone? If you know, you know.
Here's a scenario. If you're Monte Vista, you're expecting one of two plays that they've been running all night long, and you've got to take those plays away. The quick pitch and the speed option. Those are the two things. So you've got to get 9 men up there and play man across the board. If they come up with 3 receivers and you have 8 men in the box, you just got to come hard off the edge with 2 guys and make sure you take the quarterback and the pitch. And you've got to create something. You've got to take some chances in this scenario. That's all there is to it.
Are you saying to sell out completely?
You got to sell out. It's not sound.
Yep.
But sometimes you do things that aren't sound. It looks like we might get him underneath the quarterback that's going to call for a sneak.
He's going to go under center here. And he gets the first down. And that'll pretty much lock it up for the Grizzlies.
Well, the spot down here is a little different than the spot up top.
Are we going to see? Yep, first down, and that will wind the clock. And the 2 turnovers by the Mustangs. Just put them in a very, very tough position after the touchdown to Ford. It's called back on an offensive pass interference. Turner, what we thought was a forward pass. It was a lateral. The official signaled that way.
It did appear to be. It was a forward pass.
And Trottier picked it up and ran it for a touchdown. That tied the game. Cal High was looking to go ahead right before halftime. They went into the Wildcat formation, and weren't able to score. But then Cal High with 2 touchdowns in the second half was enough to get the victory. And for the 9th time in 14 matchups, it was a 1-score game. But that 1 score was all that mattered. As the Cal High defense puts up a touchdown, the offense adds 2. Julian McMahon with several catches, 2 touchdown runs. But Monte Vista with way too many personal fouls, and it's week, your game 7, they now move to 4-3, and Cal High gets their first league win in the first league matchup. We'll take a quick break, try to get you a score from San Ramon and De La Salle. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV. It wasn't a pretty game for either team, but Cal High did a good job of putting together some solid drives in the second half and sharing the football with some guys that haven't been big contributors this season. But we talked about them having Fox out of the game, and some people needed to step up. Calcagno had a big catch for 40 yards. Fosshauer had some contributions. You had the reverse to Taylor for the score, to able to push the Grizzlies to the 21-14 victory over Monte Vista. From Sam Zakai Memorial Field, where Cal beat Monte Vista 21-14 to win this EBL interdistrict matchup, moving the Grizzlies' record to 1-0 in the EBL and 5-2 overall. Coach, do you have a score from the San Ramon De La Salle game? Late in the 4th, De La Salle leads San Ramon 27-12. Our next Monte Vista football game on NorCal Sports TV will be Friday, October 27th, when the Mustangs host the Spartans at 7 p.m. in a non-league matchup. You've been watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Thanks to our crew, Naomi Carroll, Avery Townsell, my broadcast partner Craig Bergman, statistician Dan Jones, Alan Holter Research, and our director Joseph Yanez. I'm Chris Babcock here in Danville. Good night, and thanks for being on the show.